At the Taiwan National Games, Chen Wenpu delivered a performance no one saw coming. After blazing through the semifinals in a windy 999 with effortless grace, he went even faster in the final. Chen later revealed that while he had long dreamed of breaking the 10-second barrier, this time he was actually hesitant to push too hard due to a recent back injury. So this surprisingly easy sub-10 performance came as a shock even to him. Interestingly, history offers numerous examples of athletes reaching their career best performances after minor injuries. In 1983, Jarmila Kratochvílová, cautious due to a back injury, ran a flawless 800-meter race, setting a world record that still stands today. In 2009, just a month after a serious car accident, and while running with a bleeding foot, Usain Bolt set the 150-meter world record, producing the fastest race in athletics history. At the 2016 Rio Olympics, Wade van Niekerk felt a twinge in his right hamstring around the 200-meter mark during both his heat and semifinal races. Yet he still won gold in the final, breaking the world record in the process. This raises an intriguing question. Why do injured athletes sometimes run faster than they ever have? The runner who came fourth in the race alongside Chen Wenpu will help shed light on this. As he transitions into an upright sprint, his problems arise immediately, as indicated by his tense facial expression and the way his neck jerks back and forth with each stride. This is the result of overpushing, or, in other words, exerting effort longer than necessary. The brevity of force application is what makes high-level sprinting so different from powerlifting. A powerlifter can apply productive force for as long as their body allows, but an elite sprinter must exert maximum effort in just a tiny fraction of a second. The best sprinters actively apply force to the ground for only about 35 to 40% of the total ground contact time. The rest of the contact is dominated by propulsion through elastic recoil, an automatic response of the tendons that cannot be consciously controlled. The propulsive phase of ground contact begins just after the peak of the applied force to the ground and can be observed when the heel starts to rise. In Usain Bolt's prime, his foot was on the ground for roughly 85 milliseconds per stride. Of that, only about 30 milliseconds were spent actively applying force. The remaining 55 milliseconds came from elastic recoil propelling him forward. Because the active force application is so brief, the brain can't even register it, which is why proper sprinting feels effortless, as if the feet never touch the ground. However, if not all, most sprinters overpush in close races, unaware of this fundamental concept. This blocks their elastic rebound, leading to faster deceleration. As they reach the finish line, every overpusher, without exception, leans forward and pushes backward, only accelerating their slowdown. The worst manifestation of this is a collapse to the ground, a clear sign of a complete misunderstanding of basic sprint mechanics. The worst overpushers view ground contact as a foot landing followed by a voluntary push-off, which is the main reason they tense up and decelerate in the second half of the race. Genuine elite sprinters view ground contact as a hit and bounce.
Picking my feet up, forcing them to the ground, and the force that I put to the ground is going to spring my knee back up.
If you're that good, you don't need to dip.
Yes, true elite sprinters understand that running through the line is fastest, because dipping causes overpushing and deceleration. So why do athletes with minor injuries run faster? Their bodies naturally prevent overpushing, since doing so could aggravate the injury, forcing them to time their efforts with greater precision. However, one doesn't need to be injured to time force application accurately. The key is understanding that sprinting is about hit and bounce, not land and push-off.